I have 5 things for you to consider before giving securities to charity. I'm Bob DePasquale from Initiate Impact Virtual Family Offices, where we love helping families live out their generosity. And speaking of living out your generosity, there's many ways that you can do that. We always advise that you look at all your options before making a choice. But today, we're going to talk about giving securities to charity, and I have 5 things for you to consider. Before we get to the 5 things, I want to define a security for you, and that's typically a stock or a bond from a publicly traded company or a mutual fund holding. Let's get to the 5 points. Number 1 is timing. Typically, organizations will have end of the year deadlines, so you want to be conscious of these so that you can make your gift on time. It's a little bit more complicated than just whipping out your checkbook or donating online. Some organizations will require a letter of instruction. You want to make sure you understand what their requirements are. And then, if this is the first time an organization is receiving securities as a donation, it's likely that they'll need time to set up a brokerage account to accept them. The second key point is also about time. Typically, you're going to want to hold the security for longer than a year prior to donating it, because if you hold it for less than a year, your deduction will be limited to the cost you paid for it, or your basis. The third point, if the security has lost value since you purchased it, you most likely want to sell the security and just donate the cash. That's a better tax break than it would be if you donated a security that was worth less than when you originally purchased it. Number 4, if you do indeed wait longer than a year, you'll avoid capital gains tax, which can be as high as 20%, so that's a key benefit. Additionally, if you itemize your deductions, you'll be able to deduct up to 30% of your adjusted gross income after the donation. There is also an option to raise that to 50% of your adjusted gross income if you're going by the amount you paid for the security. And number 5, this is a key one. If you're giving the securities to a private foundation, you will be limited to your basis for the deduction. There is one exception to this rule. If the security is considered qualified appreciated stock, then you will be able to deduct up to 20% of the fair market value. As you've likely realized, timing and taxes are very important when considering charitable gifts of securities to organizations. At Initiate Impact, we love helping people work through this process, and we always recommend that you consult your professionals to help you make the right decision. You're going to start off thinking about what you want to give, but once you decide what it is, then you want to consider how to do it best. Timing and taxes fall right in line. This is Bob DePasquale from Initiate Impact, wishing you a generous rest of your week.